If you've watched the Bulls recently, you've probably noticed something different about Coby White. He's always been fast, but lately he's been using more than just his speed to get past defenders. He's been using his body. Coby's always had the ability to blow past defenders, especially in transition. But what we're seeing now is his ability to toy with them using subtle movements like hesitation, stop and go, and his most lethal weapon, the drag step. Today, let's take a look at how he's using these moves to get downhill and why it's made him one of the best players in all of the NBA in transition this season. While looking at these clips, I want you to take particular notice of how subtle some of these movements are, but how big of a difference they have when he's attacking downhill. Thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to hit like and subscribe if you enjoy. First up, let's talk about the numbers. Coby has scored at least 20 plus points in 8 straight games, playing some of the best basketball of his career at the time of making this video. And it's had a huge effect. The Bulls just came off a 4-game winning streak, and Coby was the leading scorer during this stretch. But it hasn't just been a recent phenomenon. Coby is 4th in the NBA in transition scoring this entire season among all players in the NBA. That's not just good for post-All-Star break or since the Levine trade, that makes Coby one of the best transition players in all of the NBA. And speaking of the Levine trade, with Coby now taking on a larger role in the Bulls offense, plus the addition of Josh Giddey and his great playmaking ability, we've seen Coby step up in a way that we haven't seen before in his career. For years, especially early on in his career, his game was built around raw speed. Sometimes this worked in his favor by blowing by defenders, and other times he would get out of control and put himself into a bad position to either take a bad shot or even get blocked at the rim. But what he's starting to do now is something that the best ball handlers in the NBA are experts at. Guys like Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, Ja Morant, they aren't just quick, they're unpredictable. So instead of going full speed all the time, Coby has started mixing in hesitation dribbles to freeze defenders, stop and go moves that bait defenders into shifting their weight the wrong way, and subtle slow down steps like the drag step that force defenders to commit too early, giving him an easy lane, or straight up fouling him so he gets to the line. A lot of players in the NBA are fast, but there's a difference between being fast and knowing how to use your speed to manipulate the defense. There's also a huge difference between being fast and being able to control your speed to stop on a whim. As I mentioned, of all the tools that White has added to his bag, the drag step might be the most lethal. And you've seen it this season. It's the controlled slowdown in the middle of a drive. Instead of exploding all the way to the rim, you can see Coby drag his back foot slightly, sometimes use a little bit of a Euro step move, forcing defenders to react unexpectedly. And that gives him a variety of options. Sometimes he creates the separation to get the shot up, sometimes the defender falls out of the play entirely and he can just blow right by them anyway. Sometimes the defense overcommits on their rotations, which allows Coby to kick it out for an open shot. And probably one of the most common outcomes that we've seen is defenders getting off balance to the point where they just end up fouling him. This move is straight out of the playbook of some of the best ball handlers in the game. And one of the coolest parts of how Coby is using these moves is how it's not just confined to one type of play or one type of set. We've seen it in the half court, we've seen it in transition, we see it on pick and rolls, we see it on cuts to the basket, and we see it when he's attacking closeouts. In previous years, defenders had a simple game plan against Coby in the open floor. If you could backpedal, stay in front, and force him into a tough layup, a lot of the times he would either take that tough layup, turn the ball over, or again get blocked. It's that mix of speed mid-break. It's his awareness of when to break out these moves that makes it nearly impossible to give defenses enough time to react. And this body control and speed control isn't just making Coby a better player, it's making the Bulls overall a better team. So Coby's growth this season isn't just about the pure numbers, it's about his total approach. He's playing a smarter brand of basketball. He's not relying on pure speed, he's using it as one of his many weapons in his bag. The ability to change pace has made him a legitimate problem for defenders. And when you pair that with high IQ teammates like Giddey, like Buzelis, like Lonzo Ball, like Trey Jones, you're starting to see the Bulls play a more competitive brand of basketball. And I know a lot of fans wanted them to tank out and lose as much as possible this season, but that's simply not what players do. Players play to win, and by the looks of it, at least at the time of making this video, the Bulls are headed towards the play-in tournament, and I'm excited to see how Coby performs, because we all know what happened last time. But what do you guys think? Is this something that's long-term and sustainable for Coby? Do you think that he has more room to improve, or has he already reached his ceiling? Thank you guys for watching this video. If you're interested in an extended version, please check out my Patreon, patreon.com/shysportsross. You can find an extended cut of this video with even more analysis and clips. And as always, follow me at shysportsross on all the platforms, and we will talk again very soon.